Have you ever been in one of those relationships where you just never felt heard, and when you expressed yourself and you said, there was a problem with something, all of a sudden that information would be flipped and you'd find yourself apologizing to the person and feeling really guilty? If you're feeling that way, there is a possibility that you are being gaslighted. For more videos on how to take charge of your love life, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. Gaslighters often make you feel like you're overly sensitive, or you're being irrational, or maybe you're emotionally unstable. So if you catch these types of feelings when you're hanging out with someone, they may be a gaslighter. So let's talk about what gaslighting is. Gaslighting is a form of emotional abuse. It is when somebody spins the truth to their favor so that they can make you look like the bad guy. It's called blame shifting. This behavior is really common in psychopaths, sociopaths, and narcissistic types. So the goal here is for them to not take accountability for any of their actions and make you feel guilty and feel the shame for pointing the finger at them. I want you to be aware of the signs of these behaviors so that you'll know when you're being gaslighted and walk away from the relationship. The first sign is that they will discredit everything about you. If they are trying to attack you, they will triangulate and get everyone around you and in your circle to turn against you. They will lie, they will cheat, they will say anything just to demean you so that you lose all credibility. Do not let anyone dismiss you. And if you see someone triangulating, that's a red flag to cut that relationship off and no longer let that person in your life. Another sign is when you're sharing your deepest feelings, they change the subject. They just flip the script and go, I don't know what you're talking about. Did you see what was going on over there? Oh my gosh, look at that. And totally dismiss what you were saying so that they don't have to honor your feelings or hear you. When you see this type of behavior, feel free to re-engage the conversation and say, I was talking about something very important and I actually would like for you to hear me out. Another sign is when you're sharing something so deep, so vulnerable, that they hurt your feelings and you're asking a question like, why did they do that? Instead of answering the question and taking accountability, they flip it back on you by asking you the question. Well, why do you think you feel that way? What's wrong with you? You're imagining things. That never happened. I don't know what you're talking about. The whole goal is to not take accountability for their actions and demean everything that you were saying. Another sign is that they minimize your feelings. So even though you're sharing your emotions and your concerns about a situation, their goal is to say that you are blowing things up out of proportion and that it is your fault for acting this way. Eventually you start believing, because you hear this enough, you start believing that maybe you're overreacting, and then you stop talking about your feelings and emotions. This is a way for them to control you so that you won't assert your boundaries with them anymore. They'll say things like, why are you being so sensitive? I'm only joking. Gosh, you just blow everything out of proportion. You're just drama. Another sign is that they will deny everything. It doesn't matter if you saw it and it happened and it was factual, you can document it. They will deny until they die, because taking accountability is so painful for them. They're so insecure, they don't want to be wrong. So what they'll do is will completely deny it, spin the truth so that it works in their favor. I'm sure a lot of you are asking, why do I find myself being so permissive to these type of behaviors? Well, I want you to know a lot of this comes from our faulty programming from childhood, right? Or even as an adult, that we get into certain relationships, or we see, our caregivers, our parents, our friends, be permissive to this behavior. It makes us actually think that this is normal behavior, and we don't have the lens to see what a healthy and good relationship looks like. We don't have the boundaries set up to tell us to walk away from these type of relationships. If that is your case, then you need to do some inner work and get really clear on your boundaries. You need to understand what your non-negotiables are. Many of the clients that I work with get so clear that they understand what a good and healthy relationship looks like, and they're able to walk away from the toxic ones. Here's a tip so that you can start recognizing whether you're being gaslighted or not. Write down in a journal and document the facts. We often forget things when we don't write things down. That's why we have to-do lists and things of that nature. This way, when somebody is gaslighting you and they're trying to spin the truth, you can refer back to your journal and see what the truth is. This will help you gain more strength, more confidence in yourself, and help you walk away from that gaslighter. So now I want to hear from you. Have you ever experienced someone gaslighting you? And how did you handle it? We'd love to hear from you. Leave the comments below. I do reply, or go to amiethedatingcoach.com if you need some more support. I'm here to help you. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you in the next video.